FFG has commissioned new art for the upcoming set. Welcome to the podcast where we discuss how to outmaneuver your opponents. I'm Faith, and I'm here with Jrod while Dunas is away. Today, we discuss the new art pieces we have from Set 4 and the information we have of collector boosters. However, first, Jrod has an announcement about a giveaway we're doing.
Yes, so the whole month of December, if you haven't watched any of our other videos in December, we're giving away, we have OP promo packs for Set 1, Set 2, Set 3. We get 3 each. Also comes with an initiative token for that set. We're also giving away a box of Spark and a box of Twilight. So make sure you comment down below and are subscribed to the channel. This is all on YouTube, so if you're listening on Spotify right now, you might want to pop over to YouTube and an opportunity you get, and then comment on all of our videos in December. Each comment will be an additional entry into the giveaway, and one winner we picked every week, basically, for that. So make sure you're staying up to date on all your outmaneuver good stuff.
Thank you very much, Jrod, for letting us know about that. And if you're listening on Apple Podcast, thank you for listening to us. So today, we are talking about some new art pieces that were spoiled by FFG. Jrod, how are you feeling about the art for Set 4?
I know I was a big downvoter on the art at the beginning of the game, but man, has this art taken a complete 180 for me. Like, we're starting to get some art pieces that are super fantastic, and I love them. The style has definitely grown on me a bit, and it's definitely evolved a bit from where we were in the beginning. So I'm super excited for this next set, and this next year of Star Wars Unlimited should be fantastic.
I kind of come from the opposite stance where I liked the art in Set 1 and 2. I thought it made sense, especially the idea that you're kind of mixing arts from different mediums into one style. I thought they did a good job with what they chose. However, yeah, this set and this art in this set is pretty great. I mean, we still get some that I think people have some comments on. I think like Leia's face and Never Tell Me the Odds. I've seen some comments that people are like, eh. But apart from that, like, this is really, really, really good. I'm really excited for the art in this set.
Let me see. Oh yeah, I see her face. Yeah, I mean, it's a little. I think hers looks a little like cartoony, where Han's is very detailed. I think it's like they didn't have time to put the like I think that was throwing it off. Like, if she had a detail look like Han, I think it would be fine because the art looks great. Like, it's not like it was like
Oh yeah,
poorly drawn. Art looks good. Just I think the contrast of her face being so not detailed and his having like the grimace and like the shadow where his cheek is, like all that stuff, and she doesn't have that. I think it looks off.
yeah, yeah, and so, but and that's only some comments I've seen. I don't mind the art myself, but yeah, the art in this set is actually really, really cool. Even what looks like just to be a common base art looks really good. It's got like these two towers on it, and you can see like a bunch of ships in the foreground, just so beautiful. Which of the arts that
Oh, yeah, I
which of
see
the
the photo.
arts have we gotten so far that really speaks to you?
Well, I'm definitely gonna save my best for last. However, honestly, I love the Luke and the Snowspeeder.
Yeah.
Shout out to MJ. I did an interview with them, and they said that the first thing they did when they got to FFG was they were like, "Why don't we have Luke in a Snowspeeder? He needs to be in a Snowspeeder." And so that's what they did. And I'm so thankful. The art looks fantastic. Loved it. Like, super excited to see what the card does. So absolutely can't wait for that. It's one of my favorite ones from the new artworks.
Yeah. For me, there's actually like so many. We don't have the card yet, but we do have the art for Gold Leader, which is the art on the pack. And I don't know, I really do like that. You just have looks at the Falcon there and being attacked, and it's up by a TIE interceptor as my Star Wars knowledge comes out here.
He's learning.
And I don't know, it's being hit, and it's just, I don't know, really cool, I think.
Yeah, I mean, if you got that wrong, Faith, I'd have to probably disown you because that's literally what our logo is interceptors chasing the Falcon. So we definitely have to reconsider our friendship here.
In the art as well on the card, which we have a little spoiler of, you see like maybe a ship getting blown up in one of the side portions. So it's just super cool.
Yeah, and it's in blue heroism, so I'm excited for that because I'm a big Luke boy, and I can't wait to have some cool stuff for more blue heroes and decks, depending on what they do, of course. But yeah,
Hmm. Any other art that speaks to you?
yeah, I really actually really like the. I actually don't know this guy's name. I'm gonna look it up because in the Discord real quick, because someone pointed it out the other day. I thought it was Babu Freak, but I guess it's Rio from Solo. I don't know who that is, but I mean, I watched that movie once and don't remember him that much. But so it's him, and it's a super awesome art. He's like in a ship piloting it. There's like sparks flying in the background. He's like clearly in the middle of a battle. Like artwork is just fantastic on that one. Super excited to see what that card does. I imagine it's gonna be a pilot card because he's in the cockpit, so that would make sense. But we'll find out.
I feel like a leader that like the art of that kind of looks like some of the arts for leaders that we've got for set 4.
That's definitely fair.
Even like the Y wings, they're really detailed, and I think really. I mean,
Yeah.
it's simple that you do have the Death Star in the background there, but it is simple, but I think really good art, really detailed. So something that's been an improvement from when we look at the Y wing that we had in set 2. That's definitely an upgrade.
Yeah, the would say like the artist definitely stepped their game up. I know everyone says like art is subjective, but this art I don't think anyone can say is bad art. I think everyone would agree this art is fantastic. You might have little nitpicky things about it, but overall the artwork is fantastic. And
Tandem,
personally, I don't have anything, but I'm just saying some people might because you know how the internet works.
yeah, sorry, Tandem Assault. I think is just beautiful art. That on like a playmat, I think is just beautiful.
One that's oh yeah, with the big it's not an AT-AT because it's on Scarif. I can't remember what they called it for that. Oh man. And I love Rogue One too. I forget, but that's
Mm,
I think they're like ATTEs maybe. I forget. Someone in the comments let me know because I don't remember offhand. But yeah, that's a fantastic artwork. I would love to see it on a playmat. You're absolutely correct. That would be dope. Although I guess it wouldn't matter because they have like grounded space separated, so they could have like that be the zone map for this set and have like the ground be on the right side and the space be on the left side because you have like the walkers on one and the ships on the left side.
maybe, yeah.
That'd be kind of cool. All right. Well, I'm gonna go to my favorite art that we've revealed, and if anyone who knows me knows which art I'm gonna call out, and it's Ahsoka. Looks fantastic. Super excited for her. Another Ahsoka. Can't wait. I believe Alicia had said on stream that Ahsoka was going to be a unit, which gave away that she's probably not going to be a leader potentially in this set. But maybe we'll see. But this is a unit card, and this is like badass Ahsoka. So super excited to see what this card does. I hope this is like one of the chase legendaries in the set, but she's just like the best card in the set, and that would be fantastic for me. Either way, I'll probably have to get a hyperfoil of her because I have the hyperfoil of the other Ahsoka, so we'll see how that goes.
So if you pull that, message Jrod, slide into his DMs, and he will trade you for it.
Slide right in, and you might get a signed outmaneuver if we make a deal.
Uh, and then I will point out the one final art for me, at least, is the Crimea. Did I say that right?
No, Kamara.
Chimera. Dang it. All right. Well, we're still learning. Uh, but beautiful art on the ship, and it looks like it might be deploying some tokens that may go into space on that card potentially.
I'm trying to find the artwork, can't find her. Oh, there it
It
is. Yeah. Oh, because you're saying that it deploys because it has the TIE fighters coming out of the ship.
it may is what I'm saying. I think
Uh,
maybe it'll be like the invisible hand from set 3, with like you deploy it and it creates some space tokens, some space friends.
I'm a big Thrawn fan, and I haven't really said that too much, but I really enjoy Thrawn. He's very strategic and tries to think ahead. Things that like I try to pride myself on as well. And I was very sad to see the first iteration of Thrawn. While be interesting and fun, he wasn't very competitive. I am hoping that as Thrawn being a very popular character, that this Thrawn is at least playable in Twin Suns. Because the other one was awful in Twin Suns because you had to look at everyone's deck and it was just a big pain. So I'm hoping that this one still allows you to plan ahead and strategize and know what your opponent's doing, all that kind of good stuff, but in a much more competitive way is what I'm hoping for.
Yeah. Well, we only have a small preview of the art so far, and hopefully as we get more, we're going to see more beautiful pieces like this. we'll have to see in January if they're going to do one of the Game Gen streams like they've done in the past, where they
Mhm.
the upcoming products, or if they do an art stream coming up. So we'll have to see and wait to see what we have more of. If anything else, we'll at least get more cards, which will show us some of that beautiful art.
I will say that last year on Christmas, we got the preview of Darth Vader, the unit card from set one. That was a Christmas gift from FFG while they were all away. I am curious to see if we will get another Christmas gift from FFG this year and a spoiler for set four. I am hopeful,
Darth Vader spoiler.
potentially, maybe an Anakin Skywalker spoiler, maybe. Who knows? But I thought it was very interesting that they gave us Darth Vader last year. I'm hoping they continue that trend and give us something awesome this year as well as a cool Christmas gift.
Thank you for that insight, Jrod, with your memory skills.
Right? They're usually not very good if you ask me about a card name.
And so that was our artwork. And one of the ways that we're going to see this artwork is in the premium versions of cards in the premium packs, which are Carbonite boosters. Jrod, what do we know so far about Carbonite boosters?
Oh, I'm not prepared for. I know that they're you any card that's going to be in a Carbonite booster you can pull from a normal pack. So if you're just someone who wants to just play the game, you can get a base version for likely a lot cheaper than what you can get for a Carbonite pack. And yes, the Carbonite packs are going to cost you probably double, if not more than double, of what a regular pack would cost. However, I don't know. Do we have the MSRP on them?
I saw an image of an MSRP in one place. I can no longer find that. From what I saw like I think it was either like 260 or 320 for a box of collector boosters.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll see. What the coolest thing about this is like the way that they've gone about this, I think, is the best way to do these kind of packs because it doesn't keep anyone from playing the game. You don't have to buy these packs to play the game. You can absolutely play the game and enjoy the game as it is entirely, meant to be without purchasing these expensive packs. However, if you're someone that likes fancy things or likes playing the lottery, this is definitely a good way potentially to get some really cool art treatments, to get some potentially some really expensive cards. Because I imagine we might even have some serialized cards. It's not been confirmed yet, but I would expect something like that, some kind of system of like to have a numbered card to make them worth more money. Like, a hyper foil Darth Vader out of 10 that has a different art on it. You know what I mean? Like that would be insane for people to have that. That would be probably like a $500 card, I have to guess. Maybe even more than that, honestly. It might be $1,000 card. There's only 10 of them. Because if you think about like the Oz of the deck, Dr. Ozavan, the PQ from set one, there's only like 90 winners, like champion Ozavans, and he's like $600, I think, or $300 on TCG Player right now. So if they start numbering cards like that, they'll be worth a good amount. And if they're good cards, you know, probably even more. So I would say if there was a Vader out of 50, let's say, it'd probably be worth like $1,000
So if
roughly.
we're opening up one of these carbonite boosters, I did show, or there have been some people that have been able to find the contents of these booster packs. So I think it's 12 booster packs in a
Box.
box
Yeah.
for these collector boosters. And inside of a pack, we're getting 16 cards. So the same number of cards as in a regular booster pack. And it's saying it will include one hyperspace or showcase leader, 6 premium foil cards, one foil rare / legendary card, one prestige card, 4 hyperspace cards, one hyperspace rare or legendary card, and 2 hyperspace foil cards. And it's saying there's no like specific card rarity is guaranteed to exist within an individual booster pack, box, or case. So it's seeming like those are the approximate odds, but it doesn't seem like you're guaranteed per se to get any certain number.
Yeah, I
The
mean,
one
that's interesting for sure. Go ahead, sorry.
the one just notable card there that we don't know any much about is that prestige card.
Yeah. That's probably the card that if I had to guess, could be like, I'm not saying that everyone will have a serialized card because that's usually like a case hit rather than a box hit, but we'll see. We'll see how it kind of pans out. And just I guess for people who might not be aware of what case hit or box hit is, so typically, and like if you collect sports cards, they have what's called a case hit, which is like the rarest card possible out of a case. It would kind of be like a showcase. Like showcases are typically like case hits, but even in like that instance, showcases are every other case on average. So they're not even a case hit. They're rarer than that. So we'll see what the prestige slot offers for that because it could just be like a common that's numbered as well. It could just be like a super cool battlefield marine that's numbered to like 10. You know what I mean? Which I don't know how much that would be worth, but it would be worth obviously more than what the base battlefield marine is. So
Yeah, so what we're going to see here, if you do like hyperspace cards, this is going to be your way to get them in a easier way because you're going to get a lot of
mhm.
hyperspace cards. They did say every card in these packs is going to be a quote unquote premium treatment, whether that be foil or hyperspace. So you're not going to get any regular cards. They did say that they're not going to reprint these collector boosters, so it's kind of a one print run. If
Mhm.
you want them, get them while you can. After that, there's nothing else coming. I will say I do enjoy this over other games that do like have another way you could do kind of the a quote unquote different factor is when they do some games have first editions. So the cards look the exact same except first editions have a little first edition stamp. And so those are another way that you get a single print run, kind of the quote unquote special collector premium version. I do prefer collector boosters over something like that because this you're getting something different. And I want they haven't mentioned too much about that prestige card, whether that will have different art or whether it will just be a different frame or a different treatment. We're not exactly sure what that will include, but I do hope it's kind of something that's really cool.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a big fan of this because all this does is it adds more for collectors and doesn't really affect anyone that like doesn't want to buy fancy things. Like I know Judenus and yourself are both very like I just want the cards to play with. I don't really care what version I have. Like if I get a hyperspace or hyperfoil one, cool. Like it's kind of Judenus' thought, but you're like I want the base art. It's my favorite art. I don't want anything fancy. I just want the base cards. So for you, like I imagine that you, unless you want to play some lottery stuff, probably won't buy too many of these. Myself, we'll see. I might test it out in this first set, maybe get like a box of it and just kind of see. However, I don't know. I might get one and then never want to open one again, or I might get one and have a lot of fun and want to do it again. Who knows? But I'm definitely a big hyperspace person, so it'll be nice to get my playable hyperspace cards that I want from the set. Probably a little bit easier since there'll be more floating around with these being opened. I can also see myself, holding on to it for a while because, like you said, there's only so many of these printed, and you know, if I hold one, who knows what could be in the future. So this is the first time they're doing this, so it'll be interesting to see what happens for sure.
The one thing that I'm interested to find out is how much more likely is a showcase. So I
Yeah.
think they have to be careful with this. Like, obviously, it's a premium product, so you should get more access to showcases. That is reasonable, I think.
Hmm.
However, you don't want to make showcases like one in every 3 packs because
No,
that would be that would just crush their value. Unless that's what they want to do, unless they want showcases to not mean anything.
I could
Which
see them doing one in a box. Like if you buy a box of it, you're pretty much guaranteed to get a showcase or one in every other box. So if you were to buy a case, which is 6 boxes, you'd get 3 showcases.
do we know that it's 6 boxes in a case? I don't.
Typically, it's what it is, but you're right. It's not guaranteed. So maybe it would be 4 in a case. That's
Mhm.
also possible because it's more of a premium. So it could be 4 in a case. So in that case, you'd get 2 showcases. But I think still doing every other box could be reasonable because the prices of these are basically like double or a bit more than what a current box is. So basically, you're paying the same price kind of point of what they are selling for the other ones. So I can see that, or I can see them keeping them the same rarity in these. Who knows? But
Mhm.
because there's only one print run of these, I think keep having them a little bit more often to be pulled is probably a decent idea. But I mean, we'll see. We'll find out more information next year. I'm
Yeah.
super excited to find out what what's actually in all these and be able to open one of these. Who knows if FFG sends us a kit again for this set? Maybe it'll have a couple of these packs, and Faith will be able to open them on the channel for you guys, so you guys can see what's in them. But that'll be down the line, obviously. But that'll be super awesome if we could do that as well.
Hmm. Yeah, I think when I was thinking about it, just going back to the showcase number, I was thinking of like I want to say 4 times as likely, but it's not exactly that. If they did, because there's half as many packs in a booster box, and so I would thought instead of one every 2 cases, which a current showcase is, it'd be one every 1 case. But maybe you're right. Maybe it'll be more frequent than that. Maybe you'll get 2 in a case or 3 in a case or whatever. I don't think you'd want more than 2 in a case though. I think that would, if it got
Yeah.
more than that, it would get kind of less special.
I mean, but also like these packs cost almost double what the other ones cost, right? So like there's got to be some
Yeah,
balance. So it'll be, I'm sure they've thought about it and they've ran all the numbers and they come up with a good number that
yeah,
hopefully most people will be happy. And I'm sure if there's some feedback, they'll listen to it and make quick changes. Like while we're talking about quick changes, they just changed on the last stream. Alicia just announced that people under 18 were not able to sign up on the new system to play in tournaments in the past, and I think it was like a week after they announced that, changed it basically because all the feedback of obviously families or whatever having young ones that wanted to go play in Star Wars limited events and they couldn't register for the event because they were under 18. So obviously that was kind of a weird, maybe an afterthought when they were making that system, but I'm glad they rectified that so that
yes.
everyone can play.
Yeah, and I think we can definitely, from my experience, we can give FFG the benefit of the doubt. Now, I wasn't necessarily affected by some of their other decisions, so it's easier for me to say. But I think that they've shown a very openness to feedback and to responding and being nimble.
Yeah. I mean, I think these collector packs can definitely be something that's great for the game, allowing, collectors to have something to chase and allowing, which should in turn, at least for the short term, make the cards in set 4 a bit cheaper if you want to just play with them and you want just like the basic versions. And even like just the hyperspace versions for myself, right? Like if I want a full hyperspace out my deck, I can probably do it a bit easier if I, you know, buy at the right times, all that kind of good stuff, because there's going to be more in the market than what there was in the past. So we'll see how this all pans out. And of course, like myself, who only wants hyperspace cards, maybe some of these treatments people will like more and will want those versions. And then my hyperspace versions will be cheaper because less folks will want to buy them. Right. So
Yep.
all these different factors factoring in, I think this should be a net positive for the game once we find out more information on it. Just really cool all around. So excited for these collector boosters, and I think they're so far it looks like they've been planned well and should add a lot to the value to the game.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. Anything else in the world of Star Wars, J-Rod, that is on your heart that you want to discuss?
Well, since it is Christmas time, Faith, why don't you give us your top wish for Santa for Star Wars Limited? It could be
Well,
anything in the world. It could be something you wish in a set, something that you want yourself, whatever floats
all
your
right.
boat.
Well, my Santa wish is that we get a Qui-Gon Jinn in set 3. However, that is most likely not going to happen because set 3 has already been released. So I would like a Qui-Gon Jinn unit and leader ASAP Rocky.
If I had to guess, I would probably say the best bet for you to get a Qui-Gon leader, looking at the sets, would probably be Legends of the Force. I would have to guess he would most certainly be in that set. If he's not, I will riot with you because I also want a Qui-Gon Jinn. Not as much as you want him, but I'm right. I'm 1B. I'm right there down below you.
Yeah.
I agree. He's a great character, one of my favorites. So I definitely want to see him in there as well.
And what about your present, Jrod?
I would love an Ahsoka leader that I can get a showcase for that goes with Rex, so I can finally play a Rex and Ahsoka that I enjoy playing with great showcase. I already have Rex showcase from set 3. I did not acquire the Ahsoka showcase. I was not a fan of the art personally, so I chose to not get that one, even though I think she's a good card. I just preferred her hyperspace version better, so I decided to stick with that. So I just want a cool showcase version of Ahsoka that I can put in my Twin Sun stand. Is what I'm looking for in year 2. Star Wars Unlimited.
A stocking stuffer that I would like is a Darth Revan leader.
Oh, it I Secrets of Power is where I'd put him if I had to guess.
Mhm,
But I would imagine that we're gonna get probably a light side Revan, a dark side Revan, probably a Malik as well. That whole kit and caboodle over there. So probably get Bastila Shan Fallen, etc. So it'll be interesting because I think like that'll be cool because you have those characters that are like both good and bad at the same time,
mhm,
right? So like I wonder how they're gonna play. Be the same card? Will we have two cards that do like the same thing but different on other sides, right? Like if you have like Vigilance Bastila Shan Fallen, Vigilance Villainy, right? Like she could do like when played, give a unit -2/-2, and then like Bastila Shan on the other side could be like, when played, give a unit you control +2/+2 for the
mhm,
phase.
mhm.
Like just something cool to like really balance each side kind of thing. That'd be interesting to see how they do that, or if it's like maybe a leader that flips to hero villainy, kind of like Palpy. Who knows? But it's next year should be pretty sweet. I mean, Jump to Light Speed has already changed the game with the leaders being upgrades on ships. So I imagine we're gonna get some really crazy stuff in sets 4 and 5, 4, 5, and 6. Excuse me. So should be a super awesome year.
One thing, if we are just predicting for set 4, I think this is gonna be the set where we're gonna see speeder synergy, fighter synergy,
Mhm.
transport
Transport.
synergy. I mean, if this is not the set, then feel we're not gonna get that.
Yeah.
So, I am interested to see, like, what those are going to be as well for set 4.
Yeah, because a lot of the ships had those, and they never mattered before. For the most part, a couple of cards, like I think Commission, the name of the episode, I think did matter for transports and that kind of stuff.
Mhm,
Um, However, it didn't really matter before a ton, and I think you're right that we could see a good amount of those sub keywords mattering a good amount more for this set. And who knows? I mean, there's also a lot of design space on the bases because all of them, like I have a stack of them right here. Like Echo Base has
mhm,
Hoth, right, and then Jabba's Palace has Tatooine. So it's like, oh, if this unit is on Hoth, it gets +2/+2.
yeah,
So it means like if you have Echo Base and which is on Hoth, then that unit you play in your deck gets +2/+2 or something like that. Like that could be a design space that they make in the future. Do I see it in any of these three sets? I don't know if it makes too much sense in these sets, but maybe in year 3 potentially. But they're definitely on the basis for a reason. Because if it never mattered, I don't think they would add it. And maybe it doesn't matter right now, but like I think it's a space that they will want to design with at some point, making the bases matter a bit more than just being your HP or having a one-time effect. But I would also love to see, speaking of stocking stuffers, is a base that you can use more than once, or that has like I guess we
mhm.
kind of have them like Petchnaki Arena and the blue base from last set that adds 1 HP to your leader. So that's kind of like a permanent buff as long as your leader's deployed. Although I wonder how those will work with the deployed, like the upgraded space leaders, like Petchnaki.
It says deploy. Oh, hmm. Well, it becomes your leader. It's your leader unit. It says like
Yeah,
so. I think that ship would get the
the
buff,
plus one attack.
which is interesting because like let's just say a simple example is Boba Fett because like let's say you play a Fett's Fire Spray and then you
Yeah.
deploy Boba on it. Now Fett's Fire Spray becomes a 10, not a 10/10.
How you
That's
doing?
if you have Pachinaki Arena, I should say. Sorry,
Yeah, yeah.
but that's like pretty strong.
Seems
uh,
okay. Oh, by the way, it can't be felled the dragons, can't be taken down. Technically, you could power it, but like just
the
don't.
Rivals Fall.
Rivals Fall is like the only card right now, so it seems pretty powerful.
Yeah. Sorry, I mentioned speeder because I was looking through some cards and I saw escort skiff and I was like, oh, it's got the speeder trait. I wonder how many cards have the speeder trait. If you were to guess, how many do you think have speeder?
10.
It's 4.
Oh, I was high.
None from set 3 actually. So stolen land speeder was the only one from set 2. Then you got snow speeder and the rogue squadron skirmisher, a small escort skiff.
Well, it'll be interesting because so we have like for example like the snow speeder that was a ground unit, right? Like everyone thinks that all these spaceships are all going to be in space, but
Mhm.
I bet you we're going to see some vehicles on the ground as well in this set.
Yes, I think we will see some ground vehicles. I would agree with you there.
Well, I mean, because everyone's thinking this is going to be it's going to be all space, and I'm sure like 75% of the set or 70% of the set is going to be space, going to be played into space. However, I would venture to guess that we'll see not just like Ahsoka Tano, right, who we know is already a unit in the set because of Alicia, who's on the ground, obviously, because she can't fly herself. So if she's going to be herself, it would be on the ground. But like we'll see other, like even like a TIE fighter or a TIE silencer, all of those could be ground units if they're on a planet, right? They could be both. I would love to see potentially a unit that can go from ground to space. That would be super sick. Like having like an ability that's like takeoff, deploy it to the ground, and then you can use its takeoff ability and it goes into space or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because that would be really flexible and really interesting for like mid range and control decks to have that kind of like, okay, is my opponent in space or on the ground? You know, like
Yeah.
I have that option. So that would be an interesting design space as well for that. So that would be super cool if something like that were to happen for this set.
Yes. Yeah. There's a lot of potentials that for sure. We'll have to wait and see what FFG loaded up into this set as we prepare to take off and we jump to light speed.
I see what you did there.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for listening. Again, make sure you comment, like, hit that subscribe button, join our Discord, and so you can enter into the contest. And we will see you next time on Outmaneuver.
Merry Christmas, happy holidays, everybody. Bye.
Bye.